Hey, what's up guys? So, you already know this apartment all too well, but now it's time to take you out of it because we're gonna go out and we're gonna try to qualify into a 300 euro thousand guaranteed tournament. Okay, so we arrived here at our car, our good old Honda. Let's see if it starts. Yeah, Hondas never disappoint. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so guys, my temperature is going up and the check engine light just went on. So that's amazing. You know, just in time. We really need this right now, the car to break down. So we're gonna see what happens. So we stop here at some random place and we're gonna wait for the tallest person on earth to come. We're gonna play some volleyball and then we're gonna go to the tournament. That's what I didn't mention in the beginning. Let's hope the car stays perfect. Look at him, so tall, man. We put some oil. Let's see if the car starts now. Okay, it starts. Let's see if it goes like it should. I mean, the check engine light went off, so I guess that's good. So let's go play some volleyball. Okay, joining in from the car, so many things happened. Like, we played volleyball, we met some friends who didn't really want to be recorded, so I couldn't record most of it. But now we left, actually we drove with the car, we left Alex at the pool. I went home because I had forgotten my wallet, so I had to drive all the way back home, pick up my wallet because I didn't have any money in me. And now I'm gonna drive, pick Alex from the pool because he's playing water polo there. And we're gonna probably go to the tournament with his car because mine is still kind of sick. I mean, the check engine light is still on. So yeah, the car is working, but as I said in the beginning of the video, Hondas don't disappoint. And 5 minutes later, my check engine light went on. So I guess there's always a surprise in life. So yeah, let's go pick Alex from the pool and we'll go to Golden Sands. And we're back home for the third time again today. Took a shower because I can't really go to play in the casino with all the beach sand all over my body, so decided to take a shower. And yeah, let's go now finally to play some poker. Car is overheating again, really nice. The arrow went to the H, so it's overheating to the maximum. That's great. Alex's house, and now we're gonna get his car because mine still overheats. And he left me some potatoes here that I'm gonna eat. Hopefully we won't be too late for the event. It starts at 8:15 p.m. Now it's 7:15, so we got 1 hour. So even if we're late, we're not gonna be late like a lot. Oh man, why is it so difficult? Like the last time that I had such a difficult time before a poker tournament, it was me, Alex again, and one other friend. We went to Plovdiv, which is a city that's, I mean, pretty far away from Varna, where I live. And actually we had the same problem. Like the car started overheating, we parked over on the highway, pulled over, and actually, as it happened, the antifreeze and the oil were mixed together. So I think my head gasket was kind of shit. And I think it's still shit, because I haven't changed it. So now we're getting overheating problems again, like as soon as it comes summer. But last time that I had those problems with the car, we managed to reach Plovdiv, we managed to play the tournament, and I actually came in second in that tournament. So maybe when I have bad luck with the car, I'm gonna have good luck at the tables. Let's hope that stays true. And yeah, see you at Golden Suns, guys. I think I'm gonna stop yeah, doing those little updates, because so we enter the casino and we sit down at the table. We are 8 players for now, but late registration is still open. We get dealt a few hands, but none of them were worth playing, so I just fold and watch how other people at my table play. We notice that people are calling a lot and limping a lot, so they're playing a lot of hands, which means that there are a lot of recreational players. After folding 17 times in a row or whatever, we finally get Queen 9 suited in middle position, and we decide to raise it first in. We immediately get 3-bet by the guy on our direct left, and the big blind, who I've noticed is a tight player, calls the 3-bet. So, given that we don't open Queen 8 suited from this position, the bottom of our range is Queen 9 suited. So I fold, and a person at the table goes like, "Come on boy, what are you doing? No way you fold there." Later, the two players in the pot reach showdown, and the 3-better had pocket 10s, so we made a nice fold. Next hand, we get 10-8 suited under the gun, and this is the bottom of our range again, so we open. Player on my immediate left calls, and it folds over to the tight player who is in the small blind. He decides to squeeze to 10 big blinds, and again, I'm at the bottom of my range, so I fold, considering that he's a really tight player from what I had noticed. Like, it was a really easy fold for me, and everyone at the table just started laughing at this point, because I folded like 17 times in a row, and now I raised 2 hands, and I just fold into 3 bets, so people really considered me to be a nit at this point. They thought I was really tight. But later, the guy behind me called the 3-bet, and there was a showdown again. The tight guy from the small blind showed pocket aces, so we made another pretty good fold. After this hand, the guy on my left makes a comment, and the comment was, "This boy is probably the only actual poker player here at this table. He's probably gonna win the tournament." And in his voice, I feel like he's serious about his statement. It doesn't feel like he's being ironic or anything like that. But everybody starts laughing again, and there was a guy who said something like, "Yeah, right, this guy's gonna win the tournament. 17 folds, raise, and then when somebody 3-bets him, he folds." Right. And he starts laughing, and I sensed a little bit of making fun of me, but I don't get offended, I just laugh along. Like, my ego is not that fragile, so I don't really get offended by people judging my plays off of 50 hands played in total or something like that. So I just continue playing like I would normally. A couple of orbits later, we get dealt 10 of diamonds, 10 of spades in middle position. We raise it, and the player on our direct left calls again, and everyone else folds. Flop comes king of diamonds, jack of hearts, 9 of hearts. We are out of position, so we want to play more defensively, so we check to him and he checks back. Turn is the ace of diamonds, bringing the second flush draw in. Now we're gonna have pocket kings here, pocket jacks, pocket aces, ace king, queen 10, like all of those hands I could have. And I'm not pure betting any of them on the flop, so given the fact that my perceived image on this table so far is of a guy who plays really tight, I decided to use these 10s here as a bluff. Because I block queen 10, which is the nuts on this board, and I'm also going to have a lot of strong hands, as I mentioned. So I bet 70% on the turn, and I get called. River is the 9 of diamonds, completing the backdoor flush draw. Now, I start thinking about all the full houses here that I can have, the fact that I block some flushes with the 10 of diamonds, also the king of diamonds and ace of diamonds are on the flop, so he can't have suited ace x of diamonds, and he can't have suited king x of diamonds. I also block queen 10, and I am perceived by the other players at this table as a nit. This is a perfect spot to bluff, and I also cover the guy in position. He has like 80% of pot left behind, and I have more than the pot. So I decide to jam, and he snap calls with queen of hearts and 10 of clubs. I lose to a straight, and I'm left with just 12 big blinds heading into the break as late registration is now over. Now, during the break I am already really hungry. It has been 3 hours since the start of the tournament, and one of the remaining 6 players offers to give me an entry into the restaurant for just €2. And in there you can eat whatever you want, as much as you want. Usually it costs like €30 to do that, but he has some points in his casino card, which allows him to eat there for just €2. So I give him €2 and I get to eat some beef with potatoes and fish. I eat like a king because I've wasted a lot of energy today and I haven't had the time to eat much, so yeah. I basically eat as much as I can there. We get back to the table after filling our stomach with as much food as possible. It's really important to eat, guys. I don't know if I've mentioned that ever. Anyways, 6 left. We have 14 entries in total, with the re-entries that some people made, and this means that there are around €420 in the prize pool. A ticket is €250, so this means there is a ticket for first place only, and if we want to qualify, we need to win this. Second place gets like €150 in cash. We have 12 big blinds, and there are 3 more short stacks, and 2 guys with 30 big blinds and 40 big blinds. The one with the 30 big blind stack is the guy who made fun of us in the beginning, and the guy with the 40 big blind stack is the guy who said we're gonna win this tournament. We get some trash hands and we fold a lot, and at some point I shove some hands and get folds, so I collect some blinds to increase my stack, but blind levels increase as well. The other short stacks bust, and now we are 3 people left with 2 getting paid. We have 11 big blinds in the big blind, and we get dealt king 10 offsuit. The button opens to 3 times the big blind, and small blind calls. Usually I could consider jamming king 10 off here, and I do consider it, but he seems really strong in this spot. He is leaning forward with his body, he seems genuinely interested in the pot and what decision I'm gonna make, and I've noticed previously that he seems to be very emotional and likes talking a lot, so I decide here to just take my time and see what he does. If I just waste a little bit of time, maybe he'll start talking. I start waiting, and after 15 seconds, he just says, "Come on boy, are you gonna take all day or what?" At that point, I feel like he really has a strong hand, and he just wants me to jam. So I decide to fold the king 10 offsuit here, as I don't think it performs really well against his calling range. And we're also on the pure bubble, and he's playing a pot with a 30 big blind stack against a 60 big blind chip leader. So there is a chance that he loses a big pot against him, or maybe even gets knocked out. He doesn't though, they just check it all the way to showdown, and he had ace queen offsuit in the end. So we made a nice fold pre-flop. Next hand, I have 10 big blinds and a small blind, and I get dealt ace 4 of diamonds. Chip leader opens on button, and I just jam against his open with 10 bigs. Like, there's nothing else to do there. Big blind instantly calls, and button calls as well, so we are 3 away to a flop with 2 stacks that cover us on the pure bubble. Things are not looking great. Flop comes king of diamonds, 9 of hearts, 4 of hearts. Then something amazing happens. In this spot, both of them are probably supposed to check it down to showdown, because they have a bigger chance of busting me by working together and using both of their hands to make it into the money. But the chip leader in position bets half pot. The guy in the big blind starts getting all emotional and screams, "Ah man, you're supposed to check here, damn it!" and then folds his hand face up. I see him folding ace queen. Now we are heads up against the chip leader with a chance to double up. He has king queen. We have bottom pair against top pair, but we have a chance to make trips or two pair, and we also have the backdoor for draw. Turn is the 7 of diamonds, introducing the backdoor for draw. River is the 10 of diamonds, and we make the flush. We triple up, and now we have 30 big blinds. The guy on our left has 20 big blinds, and the chip leader on our right has around 50 big blinds. We actually have a shot at this, and now we have a stack that we can make plays with. We play for 1 more hour 3-handed. I just can't tell you all the hands in a single video, like it would take too long. But the guy who made fun of us in the beginning starts getting more and more emotional the longer the game takes. I have some spots where he limps the button, small blind completes, and I use the fact that we are on the pure bubble and the fact that they can't really afford to call too wide to jam a lot of hands that have good blockers. So king 4 suited, ace 5 suited, and hands like that. And I notice that every time I make him fold, he just sighs and gets more and more angry. At one point he limps and leans forward a little bit, starts looking at me. I don't make much of it at first. Small blind folds, and I have jack 4 suited in the big blind. I check so that we can see a flop. As soon as I check, he starts shouting at me. Boy, how do you know when to check and when to go all in? Are you reading me or what? What are you doing? I just smile and I don't say anything, and see that the flop comes ace jack 3 rainbow. I check to him, and he sighs and bets 8,000 into a pot of 14,000. Usually, you're not supposed to fold a pair on the flop, but I start thinking about his comment pre-flop. The fact that he was angry I didn't go all in probably means he wanted to call me. And when I start thinking about the hands he would want to call me with pre-flop, most of them are ace high hands. So I decide to fold my pair of jacks on the flop, and he angrily turns his cards over as soon as I fold to show me that he had ace jack for a flop 2 pair. A couple of hands later, we are on the button, blinds have already gone up, we have 20 big blinds, small blind is the guy who is already fuming, there's literally smoke coming out of his ears. He's really tilted at this point and he has like 10 big blinds, and big blind covers us both with 25 big blinds. I get ace 10 offsuit and I decide to go all in because I don't want to raise and have to fold to an all in from the big blind if the small blind folds, as we're on the pure bubble and I believe that I have a big enough stack to have a lot of fold equity against the chip leader in the big blind if I jam. I push my chips in and small blind instantly calls. Big blind starts thinking, he thinks for like 2 minutes and then folds. Small blind turns over pocket 5s, I turn over ace 10 offsuit. Flop comes ace high and we hold it to the river. So we knock him out, he starts ranting something along the lines of, how is this possible, how can this happen? And so on as he leaves the table. We are now heads up with a 30 big blind stack against a 25 big blind stack. A lot of hands were played, but what I noticed was that my man there was playing pretty honestly for a heads up match. So I start taking some small steps when I sense weakness and win a lot of chips without showdown with trash hands. At one point I raise the small blind and he folds. And he shows me that he folded 2-4 suited. So I immediately think to myself, okay, heads up, you're probably not supposed to fold any suited hands. This guy is massively overfolding to raises. So I decide to start raising more. I get jack 8 offsuit with the jack of diamonds and 8 of spades. I raise the small blind, he defends the big blind. Flop comes, queen of diamonds, 4 of diamonds, 2 of diamonds. He checks, and I bet 1 big blind. He calls. Turn is the 9 of diamonds. He checks, and now my way of thinking is, he was 15 big blinds deep pre-flop. Almost all of his ace high hands, he would go all in with pre-flop, against my min raise. A lot of his king high hands as well probably. So there is a really small chance that he has a better flush than the jack high flush here. So I bet around 50% of pot, which is 3 big blinds into a pot of 6 big blinds. Now he instantly calls and places his chips in the pot by slamming them onto the table with force. This really seemed like he was saying, hey, I have a really strong hand, you better not bet the river cause I am going to call you. And usually when people behave like this, it is the opposite of what they indicate. So here, he tries to look really strong to make me not want to bet the river, which probably means he is actually weak. So I put him on a weaker flush at this point. River comes the 5 of spades, he checks, and I decide to jam all in. He thinks for a little and calls me with the 6 of diamonds for a 6 high flush, and because I cover him, I actually win the tournament. So, just for 35 euros, we managed to qualify into a 250 euro buy-in and 250,000 euro guarantee tournament. It's insane. I've been playing for 5 hours. As you can see, it's already dark. It's like 12:30 AM here. I'm next to some guys who are partying. Like, it's insane. I may go down there and party as well. No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna go to sleep because I'm really tired. I've been playing volleyball for 3 hours today. I got some burns all over my shoulders and my back. so it's insane. But yeah, I'm really happy. I played really well. The superstition stays true. Like when my car breaks down, like it was the same in Plovdiv. My car broke down and I got second in Plovdiv. Now my car broke down, I got first in the satellite. Let's see if we can turn this into something next week when we play the big tournament. See you guys, I'm gonna go to sleep. We wait for Alex to pick me up, and yeah, see you guys.